Welcome back, Loyalty Loopers. This is a very special behind-the-scenes episode of the Loyalty Loop from right here in my home office. Hey Loyalty Loopers, welcome back to a very special episode of the Loyalty Loop. It's special because today we're gonna go behind the scenes of shooting the Loyalty Loop. Why am I doing this video? Because a bunch of you have asked me what gear do I use to shoot the Loyalty Loop. And while yes, I am gonna show you the gear, I also want to talk to you about the process of shooting the videos, just to help you see that it's not just about the gear. I think it's just as much about the pre-production and the process as it is about the equipment you use. So we'll get to that in just a second, but let me answer the burning question, what gear do I use to shoot the Loyalty Loop? And we're gonna do that from this camera actually. Okay, so you can see right here what I'm shooting with. I'm shooting right now on my GoPro Hero 5, which you can probably see in this camera right here. And this, I really like this camera. It's great travel size and I use it for lots of time lapse and B-roll and walking around. It also has pretty good audio. You can hear the audio here. And I like shooting on this a lot. Now it's attached to a little tripod and a little Joby, a little Joby. I have a little Joby and I have a big Joby. I'll show you that in a second. But the GoPro Hero 5 is a great camera for B-roll and for travel. Now you can probably see the lights that I use when I'm at home to shoot these videos in my home office. I'll put the link to these lights below, but they're really great LED lights that give me the ability to shoot very nice soft light on my face, and I have some soft boxes on them that I'll show you down below as well. But keep in mind, I don't have these lights when I'm on the road, but I do have the GoPro and the camera that you see probably over my shoulder. Now this is the camera that I use. It's a Panasonic Lumix G something something. I think it's a G85, but I'll put the exact link in the description below so you can find out exactly what camera it is. On top I have a really nice Rode Link wireless microphone system. I'm using that mic here as well, and I've got a belt pack on for that mic, so you can see that right there. I used to actually use a wired mic plugged into the G85, but I kept walking away and pulling the camera with me, so I fixed that problem with the wireless system, which is very helpful. Now the camera is sitting on an M-Photo tripod, which is actually a really good tripod. It's a little heavy, but I like to travel with it occasionally because having a tripod is better than not having a tripod or using a Joby. So I like this tripod. I'll put the link below, and I use it in the studio all the time. Now very often when I'm on the road, I'll use one of these as well. This is a little Rode microphone that fits on top in the shoe of the Lumix G85 and gives me really good audio. When I'm shooting at an event, I use this mic. It's a really good directional mic and allows me to pick up all the right stuff. It also has the little squirrel on top, which keeps the wind noise down. So I really like this mic, and I'll put the link below for that as well. Now keep in mind, all of these things have different chargers and batteries, and so I travel with a travel backpack. I'll shoot a picture of that and add it here. All right, here's just a quick view inside of my travel bag with all my gear in it. We have my camera right here. Usually the Joby tripod, which I'm using right now, goes here. I have a charger for different charging elements. This is my boom mic, my Rode wireless mic system, an extra battery for charging things. This is a hard drive to handle all the video. My GoPro, which I'm shooting with, goes right here. This is all the cables and connectors I need, some batteries, extra stuff for on the road. It's my just in case stuff. So that's my travel bag. Now, once I'm done shooting these, I take all of the stuff off the cameras and the little SD cards or SD micro cards, and I put them on my laptop so that I can edit them in Final Cut Pro. Now, I like Final Cut Pro. I've been using it for a long time. It's a really great tool, and I use a bunch of really nice templates and plugins that I've got from Leno Effects to help me with the effects. And I use music from Epidemic Sound usually, so those things really help the production come together, as well as the gear. Okay, please forgive how messy my desk is right now, but when I'm on the road, a lot of times I shoot with this setup. It's a more sturdy, like a Joby tripod. I'll shoot with the Lumix G85 that I have and my wireless mics on top. It's really a great little setup. And right now I'm going to use this setup to explain the keys to actually the pre-production process, getting ready to shoot these videos, which may be more important than the shooting itself. You see, when I first started shooting videos, I just started shooting with a script in hand and went down with it. And it took a long time to do the production and the post-production. I've started to get more efficient with this, and I kind of think it's because of the process. Number one, here's what I do. I do a ton of research. So if I want to tell a story, if I'm thinking about a problem, I actually spend about an hour to 2 hours a week doing research for future episodes of the Loyalty Loop. The second thing I do is I script every week's episode. Now, I don't always write a script on the computer. I usually end up writing them on note cards, lots and lots of note cards over and over again. The reason I use note cards actually, I found, is it helps me a lot to write like I speak, number one. And number two, it allows me to reshuffle elements as I realize things need to be inserted or in a new order. And third, it's very portable, meaning if I'm on location, if I'm in Toronto like I was last week, or I'm in Philadelphia like I was last week, or Chicago like I was last week, I can walk around with these note cards and very easily figure out what I need to shoot. So the note cards help a lot, and the script helps a ton. Number three, I start to gather some B-roll elements. Now, B-roll is the second track roll. B-roll, A-roll is me talking. B-roll would look like this. While I'm talking, you see that awesome shot flying by. And one of the things you need to do if you're creating video is make sure you have some B-roll to use, because video is a show me medium. It means you should show me instead of tell me whenever you can. So when I'm going through and writing the script and going through the story, I'll make little notes about what kind of B-roll I need. Like I'm gonna use a picture of Frank Gehry, a picture of Giorgio Armani. I need to gather those elements and actually add them so that I know when I'm doing the production and shooting it, what they'll be seeing when I'm talking about those things. So you gotta gather the B-roll, and sometimes that can take a really long time. Sometimes I have to shoot the B-roll, so I have to think ahead for this week's video. Let's get a time lapse of Toronto and insert it here, that kind of thing. The fourth thing I do is I run through the script a few times out loud, and usually I try to time it to see if I can get a good sense for how long it is. I also know that when I don't script it well, I just go on and on and on like this video. So I just keep going, I have no direction, and the video ends up being 10 minutes long. And while I think people stick around and my YouTube analytics show me that they do, I know that I could be more efficient with my words and my pictures, and it shouldn't have to be this long. The fifth thing I do is I edit the cards, meaning I actually, when I hear it out loud, realize I'm saying something twice, or I don't need that piece, or maybe I should find a better way to say this thing. So I'll actually cross it out or even write a new card and go back with it. And then the last and final thing I do is shoot the video using the gear that you've seen here today. And that's where production ends. Here's the key. The key to being successful in creating videos is to think like a video editor. Instead of thinking like a director or a writer, think about the edit. How are they going to put together these elements in post-production? And it helps if you give it editing a shot. So I use Final Cut Pro for my editing. I've edited my first year's worth of videos myself and kind of tried to get the feel for them and figure out what I need, and it makes me a better producer for it. And now I have someone named Christina who helps me do my editing every single week. So that's my behind the scenes Loyalty Loop episode. I hope you're tuning in to every episode of the Loyalty Loop. Right now, I've got to actually take all the stuff out of this camera, put it on my laptop, and actually start the editing process and uploading stuff for Christina to start editing this week. So I'm going to start doing that. But I hope you have a wonderful week. If you have any questions about the gear that I showed you, let me know. Just put it in the comments below. Don't forget to let me know if I can help in any other way. And if you have any questions about anything you've seen, I want to see them there. All right, have fun. Thanks. There's always something distracting to keep me from, actually, let me open up Final Cut.